Hello, my name is Jason Valet. I was born and raised in New Orleans, so I'm creating this video so you can get an idea of who I am, what I look like, that I'm a real person, and I'm going to upload this video to YouTube as well, KickStarter. So I'm trying to get some excitement for Guardians of Magic. So this is something that I created, and the way it began is that I've always been a big fan of Egypt, Atlantis, so anytime I heard a story about Egypt or Atlantis, it caught my attention. So watched all kinds of shows, stuff on the History Channel, stuff on Discovery Channel, and so on. And one day a loved one came to me and said, "Hey, you should read this book, you will like this." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Oh, it's about crystal skulls." And I was like, "Crystal skulls?" I was like, "I heard of that, but I didn't know much about it." So I read the book. Here's a copy of the book. So this is the book that she gave me. So I started reading it, not knowing it's linked. These crystal skulls are linked to Atlantis. So I thought that was interesting. So it caught my attention. And they were talking about Atlantis, some of the technology that they had, and how it was based with crystals, crystal energy. Their technology was pretty much based on the crystal technology and so on, and they were high spiritual, they were more advanced spiritual, they were more advanced with Mother Nature and so on. They knew how to balance everything, so I thought that was interesting. And then it also talked about how Atlantis fell and the falling of Atlantis. So it led me to another book that was created as well. So this person created this book, and she was mentioned in the first book, Carol Davis. So she created this book, and she created this book by channeling the crystal skull. So I thought that was interesting. So it wasn't someone trying to do research about opinions. This was her channeling the crystal skull and her getting information, more detail, talking about Earth's vibration, the human vibration, and so on. I didn't understand majority of it in the beginning. It took me a few times to understand what they were talking about, and some little bit of research. But the stuff they talked about was the technology that was so interesting, so much advanced in what we know of Atlantis today. That they had ships, they were able to glide and so on, and that they had power, energy, not like our electricity. They had a different type of energy. So that caught my attention, and it gave more details of why Atlantis fell. And reading these couple books led me to a third one because it caught my attention. So I bought another book, and this is this one. Now this one was the eye-opener because they also talked about how Atlantis was destroyed a few times, not just once. It was a few times in different sessions and periods. So 5,000 period increments. So it led me to this book, and this one was more like they had machines, they had gliders, they had levitation, people were more psychic, telepath, people talk mind to mind. They didn't really have a communication like words like we do now. They talk mind to mind. So I thought that was interesting. I'm like, how come no one's talking about this? How come no one's bringing all these great things to light and talking about like all the great stuff that they had? So I looked around. I didn't see, there was nothing out there to talk anything excitement like mainstream wise. So I decided to create Guardians of Magic because to bring a Hollywood sci-fi fantasy type twist to all these events and stories and situations and so on. Because another thing is, and I thought this was cool, is that if Atlantis was still around today and was not destroyed, we would be among the stars. We would be traveling to other galaxies, other planets. By far, we would be so much more advanced. So I thought that was interesting too. So I'm trying to tie all this stuff together in a nice mainstream media type story and so on. So I already created 2 books already, and you can go to the website. It's guardiansofmagic.com. So there's already 2 books already created, and I already created and designed it for the characters so far. I have a few more to go. I want to get King Atlas out the way, King Poseidon out the way. So talk about their story as well. I have Princess Leanna, Princess Nyx, Trident, and Titus. So I have some characters out the way, but I want to bring more characters to life in this story. And the places, the stories of how like other planets were connected to Atlantis, and they were helping, these other planets was helping Atlantis to evolve. So so that's why I'm coming to Kickstarter, to start creating this excitement and start creating these things and start getting this more mainstream and get the ball rolling and so on. And to get funding to pay for these, because you know it's $500 here, $200 here, another 500, another 200. It adds up quick, pretty, you know, for designing, artists, the books, and so on. So now it's time. I'm also looking for that excitement. You know, if you know someone that will resonate with this material or is interested in this material, please share it. You know, we're on Instagram as well. I'm working on the Twitter page. That should be easy. And then YouTube. So, you know, create this excitement and share this Kickstarter information with somebody that you think will, wow, you're going to love this information. This is up your alley and so on. So it's pretty cool. There's spaceships involved, there's levitation involved, crystals involved, ancient power technology that with these fire crystals. I thought that was pretty cool, and it's also in the books. I'm not making this up. You know, they talked about these fire crystals that had these wealth of energy in these crystals and so on. And Atlantis was very far ahead of their time with all this, so even more than other planets. So I thought that was interesting that they were able to do this. So alright, so my name is Jason Ballet. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping it wasn't too long. This is my first video that I've done like this, so it's my first time being on camera, but the message is stronger than my fear and so on. So I need to start getting this message out and not be nervous and not worry about none of that stuff. So, but I think I did okay. So I'll get better in the future. And I'm going to do more videos, and there's going to be more books. You know, that right now I'm in the beginning of Atlantis. There's going to be, I want to talk about the Golden Age, which is coming up soon, and then talk about more about the ending of Atlantis, like the true stories or the stories that are finding out of how it ended and so on. So you take care, have a good day. Please share this. You know, the more the merrier. The more people that know about it, the better. So I want to create a community around this and bring a lot of this information to light. So thank you very much.